It's working. I think we're live. In all the places. I just want to check one thing here. Okay, it's working. It's working. And I'm sorry, it's so it took me a few minutes, you guys, this afternoon to get my shit together. So, all right, let me start over. Today is February 5th, and it is a glorious, beautiful, sunshiny day out there in Beckett, Massachusetts, which is where I live and where my studio is. And right now we're in my studio, and so I've been actually recycling used clothing and textile waste for, oh my gosh, like longer than some of you guys have probably been alive. Like, seriously, I started in 1987 as a student at Massachusetts College of Art and Design. And for the last, I don't know, 30, whatever that is, years, I have made my living turning what people thought was trash into amazing, beautiful, handmade, one-of-a-kind stuff for living. So clothing like the sweater I'm wearing. Also, I make blankets and rugs, and I'm going to show you the latest work from my studio today. And if you're interested in purchasing anything that I show you, there's a very small batch and it goes pretty quick. So if you want to make a purchase, hop on my website, crispina.eco, click the shop button, and all the listings that are available today are in the shop right now. And it's just kind of first come, first serve. There's a few things that you'll see in the shop that are made to order. So if you don't see the actual item that you want to purchase in my hands today, that means it's going to take anywhere from, 7 to 10, 14 days, depending on how many pieces people want to purchase. So hello from to Pau Mendoza. I'm not sure if I probably didn't pronounce your name properly, but thank you for tuning in on Facebook. And everybody over on Instagram, I just want to thank you for your patience today, because it did take me a few minutes to kind of, get my act together on the technology. So first of all, let me know if you have any questions. Have you guys ever recycled textiles? Do you know what that means? Like, sometimes I feel like I use jargon that's like hard to understand. It's Kim Kleeman. Oh my gosh, you're such a sweetheart. Hello from Montana. Hello, Montana from Massachusetts. I have a blanket today, Kim, that I named Bozeman. I was thinking about you. So I'm not sure if you're near Bozeman, but it reminded me of my travels out that way. So let me know. Kim is from Montana. If you guys can just let me know where you're tuning in from, and if you understand, or if you have any knowledge of recycling textiles. So I'd love to be more clear if I need to, if that's helpful. But if you already know, it seems a little redundant to repeat. So all right. So let's see. The first blankets I'm going to show you are. This is a crib size blanket, and it is 36 by 42 inches. So it's a kind of an ample size. The sun is coming in the window, so there's kind of like a little bit of dappling going on the blanket, which I think you can see that by my movement here. So this is all made from recycled wool, cashmere, and alpaca sweaters, and it's edged with silk champagne colored velvet. I love making these blankets. I love using them. I actually have the very first blanket I ever made, which was made, I believe, in 1990. So it's been around a while, and it's still in really good shape, remarkably good shape. So they're definitely designed to be used, and they're just very durable. So if you have any questions, pop them in the chat. I'm going to try to field questions as we go. So this particular style, this is called a bubble blanket in light neutrals. And I have this in the size, the lap or crib size blanket. And I also have it in a throw here. And this one's kind of cool because it has 2 different colors velvet on it. It has this really pretty, I call this brandied peaches, this color. And then it goes around the corner to the champagne that is, I don't know, the combination of those 2 colors is just like super, super awesome. And this is a 5x5 foot throw. And this one is super cool in that it's also got this kind of fun pocket. I try to, oh, Pow's in Chile. That's so cool. Oh my gosh, I'd love to go to Chile. I've seen pictures. I've never been. Actually, I've never been to South America. I gotta go. My girlfriend Rosa, she keeps wanting me to go to Ecuador with her, and one of these days I'm gonna go. Okay, blanket. So this pocket is like a little zipper pocket, and it came on the original sweater. So I just cut around the pockets when I make the blankets, and I try to include one when I can. So people often ask about the back of the blankets, and this is the back. So the back and the front are quite closely identical. They're not exactly the same. I put all the backs of the sweaters on the back of the blanket. So you can see like there's, you know, this is like the back of the sweater or the inside of the sweater. So, oh, Pal, thank you so much. She loves what I do. I'm imagining that Pal is she, but maybe not they. I should use they. Anyway, this is the 5x5 foot throw in the bubble blanket. And they're super cozy and warm. These are actually, they vary a little bit in weight, and these are kind of, both of the bubble blankets are pretty mid-weight for my blankets. So nice for the back of the couch. I use one on top of my bed. It kind of covers the top of the bed without going down the sides, and I use a queen size bed. So just to give you an idea of how they fit. And they're quite warm. You know, when you get to be about my age, being quite warm at night is sometimes not the best thing. But so I don't make very big blankets. I don't make the bed size blankets any longer. I just make the throws and then the lap size, and I also do a stroller size, which I'll show you in a minute. Actually, I'm going to show you the stroller size next. This blanket is it's called, this coloration is called Paris, and I love this. This one's got a ton of cashmere in it, and it's a little bit lighter weight than the bubble blankets. This is the stroller size. So this is a 3x3 foot square, and I have this ready to ship in this size. And I also have a throw size and a crib size in this palette, but those two are not quite finished yet, so they will take a little time to ship. They're not ready for immediate shipping. But you can see, I don't know, I'm going to try to show you this closely. Like, can you see the detail? And this is a hand knit, this purple, and it's just gorgeous. There's like an open work knit structure in that sweater, and there's pieces of that kind of throughout. Here's a larger piece of the same sweater that has that beautiful hand knit detail in it. And then this particular kind of dark cranberry red one, it's just like so luxuriously soft and almost like, it's almost flocked. It's not really flocked, but it's just gorgeous. And I'm sorry, but like Prince, wherever you are, the artist who was once known as Prince would totally dig this purple velvet, which is like brand new to me. And it's just the most, whenever I order new velvet, and actually I have to tell you, the velvet that I use is the only thing that is not recycled about my blankets. Even the thread I salvaged from a factory that was closing. So the velvet is new, and it's a silk velvet that I get that is just like super duper awesomely, I don't know, there's something just really luxurious and beautiful about the velvet. And it actually just, I don't know, I feel like the coloration and the way that it holds the light works really nicely with the blankets. So this is the Paris stroller blanket. And again, if anybody's interested in making a purchase while I'm selling, there's you can find all of these pieces listed in my shop, which is, if you're on Instagram, it's in my bio. And if anybody is on Instagram or on any of the feeds, actually, I think I put a link to my website on a couple of the other platforms that we're live on right now. And you can find these in the shop. And if you want them, grab them, because they don't stick around for very long. So this is a super special piece. And the other thing I wanted to just mention about this is that this pink sweater. It's kind of hard to see with the monitor and, you know, the video, but it's just like the most, just so soft. Like if I had a little tiny baby in my life right now and I wanted to give that kid something that they could cherish for many years, I think this might be the one. Or it's a great wall piece if you want to hang it in your, and it actually, my husband was like, oh, it's brown. I said, no, sweetie, it's actually purple, but it's a very kind of, there's like this particular square here is like super kind of like halfway between brown and purple. So the camera's having trouble focusing, but anyway, so it's kind of like halfway between, almost like a fig color, right? And I called it Paris because I love, there's a tea that's made by Harney and Sons, which is a tea company that's kind of close to where I live. And it comes in this beautiful purple box with a little chocolate brown lettering. And then my fake brother who lives in Paris, I was sending him pictures of the work I was making, and he was like, oh my God, I love that coloration. And I thought, you know what? Paris. So that's the Paris option. Now this one is, this one's called Amalfi. And I've never been to the Amalfi Coast, but I really want to go. And I don't know why, but I think the black and white, like I just imagine the Amalfi Coast having like this stark kind of black and whiteness with a pop of color. So can you guys see that row of red hearts on the bottom? So this again is a 5x5 foot throw, and it looks really black on the monitors right now, but there's a lot of rich kind of tonality here. There's olive. Well, actually, it's funny. They look really different on the different monitor, the different cameras that I'm using, but it's pretty even in value. So you have charcoals and dark olives and some really rich browns, and all cut and inlaid with the ivory hearts. And then the bottom row, or no, not the bottom row, the second to bottom row is bright red. And I think there's a pink one because, you know, red and pink is my thing over on the other side. And then there's a pocket here. So in that red heart, then the row of red hearts, there's a pocket. I don't know. It's a little hard to see. It's a little turned around with the camera. It's like reversed. Okay, so there is the pocket. And oops, I think we're gonna have to change something up over here on the Instagram so that we can keep on trucking. Right, the red hearts. I'm digging the red hearts too, Kim. I'm glad you like those. They're I love putting like a little pop of some kind of a surprise in when things are unexpected. I'm seeing if I can get my camera back. Oh, you guys. Oh, anyway, so I'm gonna mess with my camera right now for a moment, and I'm gonna see if I can make this work without there we go, without the case, and see if that will help. Yep, that's working perfect. All right, we're still there. We're still together. So yeah, we're talking about the Amalfi Coast and the blanket I made to honor that place that I've never been, but would really like to go. And oh man, I'm not sure what's going on. I wonder if I turn it this way, will that work? No. Maybe if we do this. It seems to be working. All right, so sorry for the you know what they say, you guys? They say that like people really like authenticity out there on the internet. And in case you hadn't noticed, I'm kind of authentic. Not really sure how to be anything other than authentic, but sometimes it's kind of fun and sometimes it's a little embarrassing. Okay, we're back in business. So here we are. This is the Amalfi blanket, and it's, again, this is made out of 100% recycled post-consumer wool, cashmere, alpaca, maybe a little mohair thrown in, sweaters, and it's edged with silk velvet. And this velvet I call brandied peaches because my grandmother used to make brandied peaches when I was a little kid, and we had them served over ice cream. And they were like one of my favorite desserts. Oh my goodness, just delish. So, yeah. So, how are you doing out there? Is everybody having fun? How are you doing on this gorgeous Saturday? Um, I have a question. Do y'all celebrate Valentine's Day? My husband really does not like Valentine's Day. He thinks that it's like this kind of commercial, insincere holiday that makes people feel bad. Does anybody else have that experience? I mean, I don't know. I always thought Valentine's Day was super cool, but then I started to feel like maybe that's a shared thing. Maybe that's a shared, thought. Yes, Robin. So you guys do that. So that is one thing that I just want to clarify right now. Like, I am Valentine's Day, I think of it as celebrating like love for everything that you have in your life. Not like, oh my God, Valentine's Day, I need roses and chocolate. And I happen to make a lot of heart blankets just because I love hearts, and I think that it sounds kind of cliche, but I feel like love is something that has a whole lot of healing power within it. And so I try to encourage people to think about how they can share love and respect and honor for each other, um, rather than feeling bad if they don't have a partner, or feeling bad if they're not, having dinner in a swanky restaurant with champagne and roses and chocolate. Like Valentine's Day. Anyway, so these blankets, I sell a lot of blankets in the wintertime. I'm often very busy with other things around the holiday, Christmas, New Year's kind of time of year, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa time of year. So it turns out that this season, and late January, early February, is kind of a busy season for me with my blankets. And this year, because of the pivoting that I'm doing toward more coaching and helping other people really build their businesses and make them lucrative and actually sustainable, I have a very small batch. So this is my Amalfi blanket, and it's Amalfi Heart Throw. It's a 5 by 5 foot blanket, and it has that one single row of red hearts at the bottom, and there's a pocket. So you probably noticed that there's a square that does not have a red heart, and that is because there's a pocket on that square. And if you can't put hearts on those pockets, because then they get stitched together and they're not functional. And I like to have like a little place you can put a note, or the TV remote, or I don't know, maybe a little stuffed animal if you're a kid. All right, cool. And then we have, this is my Bozeman blanket for Kim, if you're still with us. Kim Kleeman out in Montana. I was thinking about you, girl. This is called the Bozeman Heart Blanket. This is another throw. And I don't know, this just reminds me of like cowboys and like the West, and kind of like, I don't know, 100 years ago, of people being like, working outdoors. I guess it's all the different blue patterns and the kind of rust colors that might go with kind of, I don't know, horseshoes and metal and being outdoors. And then it has this like raspberry and cream colored velvet that is new to me. And oh my goodness, I just think it's amazing. So I don't know if anybody's been around this long, but the Paris blanket that I showed earlier is the same palette as the hearts in this blanket. So you can see that I cut the hearts actually out of the squares, and then I take the hearts that were, in this blue square, for instance, will be in a different blanket. So they're actually inlaid in a process that creates a flat single layer. So the blankets are pretty much identical front and back. If you are interested in purchasing anything that you see here, this is a very small collection of my work that's available in my shop at crispina.eco. And it's just kind of, one of a kind. This palette, I have this throw blanket, and the size, it's a 6 by 60 by 60 inch, 5 by 5 foot blanket. And I also have a stroller size in this palette. And this blanket's actually, we were talking earlier about how the blankets vary in weight, and this is a heavy blanket. This is a nice warm blanket. Would be ideal for like sitting outside, or watching a hockey game, or maybe having on the side of a rink, or if you're a football fan and you want something nice and cozy for those late season games that are outdoors. I know my daughter was really into football this fall, and we loaded her up with some cozy blankets to keep her warm at the end of the season. So this is a nice heavy piece. It's got a lot of cool patterns. This piece here was this was actually like a button placket. So this stripe that runs down here is actually part of this sweater. That's the lighter colored sweater. It's kind of hard to decipher that when you're not familiar with sweaters, but I am. Francine, yes, if you purchase during this live event, shipping is free for the United States. So thank you for reminding me about that, Francine. It's just for during the live event. It's, insurance and shipping is free. And I think it's like for the throws, it's like $25 or $30. Shipping has gotten really expensive, you guys. So yeah, if you place your order while we're live, it will be free shipping and you will get charged shipping. So if you purchase, I will refund your shipping just, back to the credit card that you purchase on, so that it's not, you won't, you'll get that back before your card, it even goes through your card. So the other thing I want to tell you about this particular blanket is that there is a stroller size as well that's also quite heavyweight. So like if good for like a wall piece, great for like a cover a stroller if you're an outdoor kind of parent. Car seat cover, not a cover, but something to throw over the car seat if you do a lot of driving with a little one. And you know what? When I was a kid, I had what I called my special blanket, and carried it around with me for a good long while. So these blankets make really good special blankets. Okay, so are there? Oh, somebody misses my store. Yeah, I used to have a store in Lenox, Massachusetts. It was called Fuchsia Home, and it was a great store. It was so much fun to have. And I'm thanking the lucky stars today that with the climate that we're all living in with the pandemic, that I don't know have a retail store any longer. But I just want to show you this really beautiful square. This one here, like this is all like embroidered flowers that were on the original sweater. So a lot of times you'll see, details like that. And most of the time they're from the original sweater. Most of the time that's not my handwork. Oftentimes there's hand knits, there's embroideries that people have done all across the world. And it's just, incorporated into the blanket. One thing I do is when there's blemishes, holes, or imperfections in the sweater fabric itself, I will do some visible mending so that you'll see that. And I try to make it stand out from the original sweater so that you realize, like, oh, that was added. Like oftentimes, if you see that like mending that goes from one square to the next, you can tell that that was not part of the original garment, but that it was actually added by me to hide or strengthen a weak spot or blemish on the fabric. Okay, so for anybody who just tuned in, there's this is my sort of February collection of work. I have a few more pieces to show, and it's all for sale. If you purchase while we're here live in this shopping event, it will be free shipping in the United States, and you will be charged your shipping. And I will, when I'm finished, I'll go in and be sure that your shipping is refunded to your card, so that that will take place right after the event. So now I have two more blankets, and then I have a few pot holder rugs I want to show you that are super amazing, that I've had a little help with in the studio, and I'll tell you all about that in just a minute. right now, oftentimes people say, you know, I love your work. I'm just not a heart person. Hearts are like some, you know, they are a little cute. They're a little on the cute side. And sometimes people don't really like cute. So I try to round it out with stuff that doesn't have hearts. And this particular blanket is really subtle. It's very easy to live with. It's, I don't know, it just kind of fits in a lot of interiors. And it's something that I've made, you know, they're always one of a kind, but it's a style that I found very popular over the years. So this is just simple, right? It's like squares from edge to edge. And it's all made with, again, recycled wool, cashmere, a little bit of mohair, some alpaca. This is like the most amazing alpaca knit right here. That's like the softest. I love alpaca. I don't know if anybody else, does anybody else out there love alpaca? Like, what's your favorite fiber for sweaters? Does anybody have a favorite? Who's got the favorite fiber? Um, And oh, Kim, like you think that blanket is Western looking, right? The Bozeman heart throw. So I think my favorite fiber, well, I have favorites, right? And one of them is alpaca. I love alpaca. And I also, alpaca's not, it's funny, it's very inconsistent when it shrinks, right? Like it doesn't always shrink equally. Um, Cindy Taylor likes cotton cashmere. I think I agree. Cashmere is so warm, so warm. I run, and one of the things I've noticed over my years of running is that sometimes, you know, you buy like outdoor gear, like, you know, running clothes or whatever, and they're made out of, you know, quick wicking fabric, quick dry stuff, and I find that they smell disgusting really quickly, and it's really hard to get that smell out. Has anybody else experienced that with any kind of like exercise or like, you know, when you wear natural fibers like cashmere, for instance, and you wash, you know, you run or you get sweaty and you wash it, but it's like antimicrobial. The smell does not sit in the fiber. It's really easy to clean, and it's just so warming of your body while you're exercising. So I highly recommend finding yourself a cashmere sweater or two at the thrift store and using those for like long underwear, like a long underwear shirt. I actually have a pair of cashmere like bell bottom, yellow bell bottoms that I found along the way somewhere. They're knitted, they're like a sweatpant kind of style and super cozy. So this is the basic block throw. And I don't think this is listed on my shop. I don't think I had time to list this. So if you are interested in making a purchase of this blanket, please just let me know. You can direct message me, DM me on whatever platform that you're watching, and I can make you a reserved listing for this. It's first come, first serve. Whoever I hear from first will be the person. And, you know, I just ask that you make the purchase within the next hour or two so that if someone else is interested, they can have dibs as well. Cool. So one more blanket over here, and I'm just gonna, you know what, I do this where when I'm showing blankets, I tend to make a giant mess. And one of the things I really love to do is have things be orderly. So I'm gonna just take a minute and fold this. And while I'm folding, it's kind of a nice way to see different aspects of the blanket, right? So this one is super simple, really nice, easy to live with, kind of goes with a lot of different interiors, mostly solids, a few patterns thrown in. And again, wool, cashmere, alpaca. Maybe a little mohair in that one as well. Okay, so then this one, this is my last blanket to show today. So this is my, I call this tags, and this is kind of a repeatable design that I do. It's like a 12-inch square, so the hearts are much bigger than the others I showed. It's got a beautiful kind of golden border that has a few kind of unexpected little bits tossed in, like this amazing orange corner. Let me see if I can show it to you. There it is. That orange corner I love. And then there's also this really pretty, look at this green. I could not resist putting that. It's almost like a Kermit the Frog green. That is, I don't know, there's just, I love Kermit. Does anybody else love Kermit? Like Kermit? I want Kermit to be my boyfriend. Oh, Pau loves alpaca. And you know what? I bet you, do they have a lot of alpaca in Chile? I know they have a lot of alpaca in Peru. And I'm wondering if Chile has the same kind of fiber available, if there's a lot of alpaca farming going on there. Always interesting to learn about different cultures and how they, what they choose to wear, right? So this turquoise is not that common of a color to find in sweaters. And when I find it, I try to spread it around. So this particular turquoise sweater, I think there's like maybe 6 or 10 blankets that have a little snippet of it, and probably more actually, because if I remember, it was a pretty big sweater. And then this one is also edged in this just delicious kind of pomegranate red silk velvet. So, and this is a 5x5 foot throw. So, and this is just a one-off. There's just the single blanket in this coloration. So, okay, how is everybody doing? Good. I got a lot of waves going on over in the Instagram. Thanks, everybody. Ooh, thanks for the oh yeah, the bright colors. You love the brights. Yeah, I love brights too. I think my favorite. Well, I don't know. I always have different favorites, and then every once in a while, I actually take a blanket home with me, which I haven't done in a long time. But we have a lot of blankets, and actually, if you can see, can you see on the couch, the blanket that's on the couch? It's the Daisy blanket. That one is a relic from back in the day. I bet you that blanket's 25 years old, and that is from when I ran a production company. That whoever said they missed my store might have, well, so I had a production company. I had 40 employees for 22 years, and we made blankets, rugs, pillows, clothing, stuffed toys called ragamuffins for over 350 stores all over the world. And I loved it. I loved it. And then I got really sick of it because I didn't really get to make stuff, you guys. I was just like running a business. I made phone calls and wrote emails. And one day my dad said to me, as I was dashing out the door to go to work, he said, what are you making in the studio today? And I thought, emails and phone calls. And at that moment, I was like, I'm going to make that change. I got to make that change because I really love to make things. And and here I am. You know, I actually I made all of these blankets with these hands on my sewing machine, which is in the next room, which I love. And it really is such a nice balance to the coaching work that I do and I'm putting together some really cool projects that I'll tell you about in a minute. But first I want to show you these rugs. So I was telling you, I have 3 of these bath mats, and take a look at these colors, you guys. Like, okay, so I have 2 daughters that are teenagers. And my daughter, Lucy, is 16. She just got her driver's permit, and she's a worker bee. She comes to work. She works in the studio all summer. She rocks it. She's super responsible. She saves her money. She's got it. Violet, her 15-year-old sister, who's not actually 15 yet, she's going to be 15 on the 10th of February. She doesn't really want to work. She doesn't really like to, have somebody tell her what to do. She's kind of like, whatever, work's kind of overrated. And she is really into Hamilton. So Hamilton, the Broadway show. So she was graduating from 8th grade. So she's in 9th grade this year. So last school year. And she wanted to wear a Hamilton dress to her 8th grade graduation. And I was like, people do get dressed up for graduations. I think that would be a cool idea. Let's make one. Oh no, Mom. I found one for sale. It's on Etsy. And it's $485. And I said, well, sweetheart, we're not going to buy a $485 dress for your 8th grade graduation. That's just really not what we're going to do. Well, she was crushed. Just crushed. She was like, but Mom, she burst into tears. I need to have this dress. So we worked out a deal where she comes to work in the studio and she makes rugs. And she gets paid to make the rugs, and I sell the rugs. And I sell them for a little bit less than I sell them for when I make the rugs. And I just let her pick the color she wants and she goes to town. And let me just show you what Violet has made, because her color sense and her finish is like unbelievable. This kid is like rocking it. So this particular rug is like, I think there's a little bit of, maybe that's not this rug, but look at the colors. Like citron green next to bubblegum pink, next to turquoise and yellow. I love it. I mean, if anybody has a dark bathroom that needs to get jazzed up a little bit, this rug is about 20 by 30 inches. It is, we use them in our house as bath mats. They're wonderful. You get out of the shower and they're nice and cushy underfoot. They're just, hang them over the bath rail or the tub side, and they dry nice and quickly. And they're just, you can machine wash and dry them. They're super durable. The bath mats we have in our house are probably 10 years old, and they look great. So there's three, and this one is, I can't remember, what did I call this one? I think I called it Carnival. This is the Carnival option that's in the shop if anybody's interested. This one I call it pink because it's pretty pink. It's similar to the Carnival, but not quite as much color contrast. So some oranges, pinks, a dash of purple. She likes to put a little dash of things in. So, right? Very nice job, Violet. I'm going to tell Violet you said that, Kim. Thank you. I'm sure she'll be super happy about it. So, and these are made out of you can make these rugs out of like the crappiest crap of recycled material, like clothing. So this one's got sweatshirts, t-shirts. There's a couple of like wool sweaters, but mostly it's like synthetics. Not really mostly, but I try to actually buy natural fibers because I just prefer them. But you can make them out of synthetic material as well, and keep it out of the landfill and out of our waterways and out of our biosphere. Like, a rug is going to last for a really long time. So it's a nice use of material that might not be useful for too many other things. And then this, I think, is my favorite. Look at this. Like, this kid she just blows my mind. So yellow, purple, turquoise. Potholder rugs, potholder bath mat. They're in the shop. There's just 3 of them, and they're sweet. So with that is what I have in my collection for sale today. And I'm kind of changing things up the way I'm selling things. So we're going to I'll be selling live in person at a couple events way later in the year in October. And I will be teaching at Snow Farm in May. My workshop is sold out there. So if you want, you can get on the mailing list. But the Sheep and Wool Festival in New York State in Rhinebeck, New York is where I will be selling all my clothing and a lot of the, I do mostly clothing there, but I also have, I bring blankets and rugs and whatever else I'm working on. And I'm really focused in on this other big project that I'm working on. And does everybody have a minute? I can tell you more about it. And I'll just tell you quickly. It's a textile. It's a summit, and it's called Rags to Riches, and it's for textile recycling entrepreneurs to show their stuff and to connect and have a place that they can all gather and we can all support each other and grow our audience across all of our platforms and really encourage people to support us with their shopping and to really understand the importance of taking an extra minute to think about what you consume. And, textile, the garment industry is the second most polluting industry in the world, second only to the oil and gas industry. So, and a lot of, polyester is made from oil and gas. So it's important. I'm excited about it. One of the things I'm really excited about is shining a light on all the things that we have the power to do ourselves and not have it be like a finger wagging, oh my God, you're so terrible because you're human and you consume stuff. But more like, hey, we have the ability and power to create fun, uplifting cool things together and have an impact in the world. So if you're interested, the Rags to Riches Summit will be coming up. Early bird tickets will go on sale later this month. It's going to be April 20th through 22nd. So it's a 3-day, completely virtual online summit. And you will learn about all types of different textile upcycling businesses and how you can bring more success, revenue, and impact into your textile recycling business if that's what you'd like to do. If you have any questions, pop them in the comment feed. Thank you so much for spending your afternoon on a Saturday with me today, and I look forward to seeing you again. Every Tuesday, I go live at 11 o'clock in the morning for just 20 minutes, and we talk about textile upcycling and different ways we can use our habits, our way in the world to impact positive change in the world. So thanks again, and I hope I see you all on Tuesday. Have a great rest of your weekend.